Good, happy Wednesday evening. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, standoff in Hooksett ends peacefully. A standoff that led to several roads in Hooksett begun closed Wednesday ended peacefully, with a 21-year-old man being taken into custody. Hooksett police said they were called to 12 Dundee Avenue about 11:30 a.m. by a woman reporting that she was having trouble with her 21-year-old son. Police said that when officers arrived, they removed the mother from the home, but her son wouldn't come out. Dundee Avenue and Merrimack Street were shut down, and some homes were evacuated. Residents in the area were able to shelter in place. Police said that the man had a handgun and threatened to harm himself, his mother, some animals in the home, and police. The Manchester SWAT team was called in to help and used a flashbang grenade to get the man out of the house. The man's name has not been released, but police said he might face charges. JetBlue offers $99 flights out of Florida ahead of Hurricane Irma. Let's take a listen to this video from WCVB Boston.
And passengers are arriving here very, very concerned. They're glad to be escaping the big punch of Irma, but they're concerned about property damage and flooding and even the possibility of loss of life. And travelers from Florida arriving at Logan Airport are talking about how high schools are prepping to be shelters back home, how generators are being rolled into businesses and animal shelters. It's the wind and the storm surge, as seen in this video in St. Martin. On top of those scenes we've seen from Hurricane Harvey that has people really on edge. Some Florida gas stations, I'm told, are out of gas already.
The gas lines, there are gas lines, and there's places without gas. It's really, really creepy. I ran out of gas. I wouldn't even think about it.
Folks who don't live near the coast are really concerned about the wind. This is video from the U.S. Virgin Islands, and tonight, live at 5, we checked out a family with local ties to the islands of Antigua and St. Martin. The power went out last night. They're very concerned. Most of the people getting in now from Florida got in before the storm hit badly, so there's no delays, but they're concerned when they'll go back home and what they'll find. Live at Logan Airport, Rondella Richardson, WCVB, News Center 5.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Man drug overdose death on plea to match last year's record. The number of drug overdose deaths in Maine in 2017 is keeping pace with the number of deaths reported in 2016, according to the Maine Attorney General's office. In the first 6 months of this year, 185 people have died of a drug overdose, officials said on Wednesday. If that rate continues, Maine could see 370 overdose deaths this year. That would be slightly less than the 376 overdose deaths reported last year. Officials with the Attorney General's office said 84% of the deaths were caused by at least one opioid. Fentanyl caused 61% of overdose deaths, and heroin caused 22% of deaths alone, or in combination with other drugs. And now let's take a look at your stock market and see how your market did for this evening. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the green and went up. Your S&P 500 Index closed in the green and went up. Your Nasdaq closed in the green and went up. RUSS 2K closed in the green and went up. VIX closed in the red and went down. Stocks closed higher after Trump singles support for 3-month debit limit extension. U.S. stocks rose on Wednesday after two top Democratic leaders said President Donald Trump would support the debt ceiling extension and government funding plan. Irma causes at least 3 deaths in Caribbean as Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina brace for storm. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
Okay, the hand, you can probably figure out inside of 20 seconds whether or not I have what it takes. What is it you...
Good morning, I'm Lindsay Janice coming to you live from Puerto Rico where we are awaiting Hurricane Irma. I want to tell you what this hurricane's been doing overnight first. It has been bearing down on the Caribbean island of St. Martin. People there are being told not to go outdoors under any circumstances. We have been speaking with Americans Holly Morris and Lauren Mayo. They're fitness bloggers on a health retreat there. They're on the 6th floor of the villa. They're holed up there. They describe the sound of the howling winds like the sound of a freight train going through a building. They say the waves and the rain is so powerful it's actually coming through the windows and flooding their rooms. So very scary situation there. We also have gotten some crazy pictures just in the last few minutes from St. Bart's. Cars floating in the street, the result of a massive storm surge. So Hurricane Irma next is going to head to the U.S. and British Virgin Islands this afternoon, and then it's expected to arrive here in Puerto Rico later on this evening. We're already getting a little bit of...
Okay, and there you go on some of that report from Lindsay Janice from ABC News. And also, Hurricane Irma lashed the Caribbean today, causing at least 3 deaths, while farther north in the U.S., Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina are facing state of emergencies as residents brace for the monster storm. This afternoon, the Category 5 storm, dubbed extremely dangerous by the National Hurricane Center, was battering the Caribbean, destroying about 90% of the structures and vehicles on Barbados, officials said. The storm has sustained winds of 185 miles per hour or even higher gusts. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Wednesday evening. I'll see you back here later on tomorrow with more news. Good night, everyone. Bye.